Hey everybody, it's the Shape, back to another video, and for once, instead of looking at a fake channel that has fake staged paranormal, we're going to look at something that is not staged. But it doesn't mean it's a ghost. But there's hundreds of videos, hundreds of YouTubers that, let me kind of bring you up to speed. This lowlife, this is Chris Watts, and I'm not going to get into the whole everything he did. I just want to kind of catch you up a bit. He murdered his wife, unborn child, and both his little girls over another woman, I think. And he's in prison rotting where he should be. That being said, the reason I wanted to do this is because this is a badge cam from an officer. Multiple officers into Chris Watts' house hours after he perpetrated these crimes in the house. But he took their bodies out. But this is where the crimes happened. And I wanted to, because I've seen so many videos of there's real paranormal in this video. And I was like, well, it's not staged. Maybe we'll see real paranormal this time. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Now to catch you up real quick, now before I get into this, I'm goofy sometimes and I say some off the wall dumb stuff, goofy, funny, whatever. But I do not want to make it seem like I'm making light of the situation. It's a tragedy, and may that family rest in peace. It's the worst of the worst, and they did not deserve it. And I hope he gets everything and then some of what's coming to him. Now, to catch you guys up, now this part here is where a canine and the canine handler, she works for, I guess, the police department, and an officer, they come to the Watts home to let the dog sniff all around the house. And a very interesting clip that went viral of a girl laughing, but we're going to take a look.
Smells like cleaning, doesn't it?
Now, did you catch that mirror part? Because a lot of people say that they can see Shanae Watts' ghost in the reflection of the mirror as the officer goes straight into the door to the right there. So we'll slow it down. Looks like a shadow to me. Possibly of the officer. Possibly even the woman leading the dog. But comment below what you see. You'll want to watch this video because the most important supposed paranormal little girl ghost and all that, I debunked 100%. In case you didn't catch it, look in the mirror. You see that? Is that a ghost of a lady? Or is that simply a shadow? Now, before anybody says, well, it could be not a shadow, it could be like something like a picture or something, or some... This is the wall across from the mirror, so you would be seeing this area reflected. Decoration that's on the opposite wall reflected in the mirror. I'm going to show you what's on the opposite wall, and you be the judge.
A lot of these are motion activated. These are the shoes that she took the scent off of.
Okay. That's you. Well, there's plenty of first finger in here.
Yes.
Now, coming up is the the clip of the little girl's laugh, and you can hear it plain as day. There's no doubt there is a laugh there. The question is, where did it come from? Was it paranormal, or was it something else? Let's take a look. Let's have a listen. And at the end of the day, you guys can be the judge, but I want to point out a few things. But let's listen to the laugh. First things first, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Now we're going to hit the laugh one more time. I'm going to enhance the audio. But it's not just the laugh itself. It's the officer hears the laugh, and the dog handler hears the laugh. And the dog handler is particularly perturbed about the whole thing, which just watch. I mean, I'm not going to say it's funny. There's nothing funny about it. But it's funny just the way she's like, hey, yeah, nope.
Yeah. 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 Oh my gosh. What in the world was that? Wow. Go in there and step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that noise came.
Yeah.
Did you catch that? Now, automatically, the dog handler lady, like I said, both of them heard it. But she's like, I want you to step on that little blue thing to see if that's what made that laughing sound. But she's, let's just take the time to appreciate how she's like, you go step on it. Okay? Because I'm going that direction.
Step on that little blue thing and see if that's where that noise came.
I heard it. Did you hear it? I did. Sounded like a kid giggling or something, didn't it? Or a kid. It did. Where did that come from? Because all he did was go straight in there. That was strange, but we're making note of that. I heard it. I definitely heard the same thing you did. Yeah, and then you just sort of...
Now, it's obvious here that it's either one of two things. It's paranormal, it's actual spirit of a child laughing, or it's a toy in the floor. And I found it pretty interesting. When you get very few pictures of the floor because the badge cam is pointed straight, but you get just enough to know that that floor in that tight little space is chock full of child toys. So you could easily hit your foot or step on it. You have a dog in there trampling and smelling and sniffing, and you have that lady, guiding the dog. I wanted to focus on all the toys, all the kid toys on the floor here. I mean, they are bukus of them. I mean, look at it. You mean to tell me somebody couldn't accidentally step on one of these? So many gossip channels played that all off as paranormal, just like the Ghost Kid and all this other stuff, without taking the time. Oh, well, I watched that badge cam 5 million times, and I'm telling you, that's all this is real ghost stuff happening. Is it really? Because we're getting ready to blow your mind. We're going to put an end to it once and for all.
Was she on any kind of, she was pregnant? I was going to say, do you know about drug use in the house or pot?
Not that we know of.
See, I mean, when you got toys in the floor, toys make noises. You guys know that as well as I do. Can I say 100% it's a toy? No. But the fact that it's chock full of toys in the floor, it's more likely that that's what it is. But like I said, it's not 100%. But my next few debunks are, okay? Because we're switching from this badge cam, and we're going to the badge cam that has Chris Watts leading the officer around this home, telling his fibs, and hours after he had murdered all of them. Oh, I hate that guy. And, ugh. Oh. The first piece of paranormal that I wanted to talk about was the stairway ghost. It's multiple badge cams, even from the dog lady, the officer that was with her, and this officer is no different. Every time they go by these steps, up there somewhere you see a shadow figure, either coming down the steps or up there running around on the balcony. And it's in multiple shots. anytime somebody's walking by there with their badge cam, you can see it. And I think I got a pretty solid explanation for that as well. There's two sets of spindles and rails. You got the stairway rail that goes up beside the stairs that you put your arm on. Then you have another set that's at the top of the stairs behind that set. But what you got to take into account is how cameras work. Cameras can't make sense out of everything they see. And when you have somebody walking with the badge camera this way, they're moving, the badge cam's pointed at the stairs. You got those spindles coming through these spindles in front, and they're zigzagging. That's what's causing the shadow. So I took the time to make an animation, and it blew my mind. Because when I made the animation of the spindle zigzagging with the moving background, you can see what looks like a shadow. Let's take a look. You can see both banisters, one behind the other, and the camera trying to make sense of it. So I did an animation. Now take a look in the middle of this animation. I can literally see what appears to be a shadow moving. Now, let's watch it one more time. I know the animation ain't the best in the world, but look in the middle of it and tell me that you don't see somebody walking. And I 100% believe I got that one right. I'm just saying, because you can look at my animation and kind of see a shadow moving back and forth. And there's just real rails and a real background and a real person moving with their badge camera. So, like I said, this ain't 100%, but I think you guys can agree this makes sense. The camera's just having a hard time with the visuals between those gaps in, both sets of rails, those spindles, pieces of wood, strips. It's trying to make sense of it and artifacting. Now, that being said, there's this next clip coming up that a light turns off by itself. And it blows my mind that people don't see this. They're like, ooh, the light turned off by itself. Let's take a look.
Her phone's here? Yeah. Her phone's here.
Does she work? Yeah, she works.
And now we'll be focusing on that room and this guy in the red shirt as he walks over to stand beside the room. Now, keep an eye on the guy in the red shirt. Now, I know in the beginning of the video I said I'm not going to do no animations, but I cannot stand Chris Watts, and I truly wish that I would have seen spirits of these poor victims just absolutely destroy this guy when he's walking around in that house telling all those fibs. So I had to make this animation. You'll have to forgive me. And I seriously wish something would have happened like that. I seriously do. I mean, it's not like I look at videos hoping, ghosts don't exist, I can debunk everything. No, I want to see spirits. I want to see ghosts. Just as much as you do. I want to know if it's real or fake. That being said, let's get to the part where dude in red shirt walks over to the door and the light turns off mysteriously by itself. Let's take a look.
It was shut down.
Real quick, before we break this thing down, I want to point out that some light switches, you don't have to go in the room to turn the light on. Sometimes it's right on the outside. Sometimes there's more than one light switch to operate the one bulb. You can walk down a hallway, click the light on, walk down the other end of the hallway, click the light off. And you literally see the dude in the red shirt take his elbow and brush right against a light switch. Now, we'll analyze it more, but I also want to know if there's a layout. I wanted to know the layout of that particular room where the light turned off, because I want to know if there's more than one way in and out of that room. Like a joint connection to another room you can walk in, in case there's a little kid running around turning lights on and off. Because what I know for certain is nobody came out of that door. So Let's get that right out of the way. However, we do have footage of that room. Let's check it out. Let's follow our officer up the stairs, and he goes into the room to the right where the light turned off by itself. Let's take a look inside the room. Nope, there's only one way in and one way out. That's a closet and just this one door here, and that's it. Now that we established that there's only one way in that room and one way out of that room, let's take a look at the clip again. And watch as his elbow hits right near that light switch. And pow. To me, it looks like he touched it with his elbow. That was awfully close. You got to admit that yourself. Now, the light could have blowed out, coincidentally. I don't think so. I think it was turned off. Now, we're getting to the part that everybody that I've seen on YouTube that does paranormal videos on this, they stand by firmly. This is a ghost girl. This is, one of Chris Watts' kids, the spirit in the house. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Well, it was originally under the pillow on the couch.
Did you see it? Now, I'm going to zoom in for you. There is a girl there, a little girl there. There's no doubt about that. And when I first seen it, I went straight to this clip. And I shouldn't have. I should have watched the whole video first. Because when I first seen it, my mind was blown. Full body apparition right there in front of it for everybody to see. Now, you see it multiple times too. This time you seen the full body apparition of the supposed ghost. You also see a little arm moving by the doorway. Let's take a look.
You know her passcode?
I don't know her passcode.
It used to be 2385, but now it's 6 digits.
It's the baby's due date.
And a child's arm swinging and movement.
1/31/19.
And we have even more movement, shadows and everything. It has to be paranormal. And you'd be surprised how many channels out there claim this is 100% legit. So I said to myself, okay, obviously I can see something back there. And then I thought to myself, well, I'll just watch the entire badge cam everywhere over and over and make sure that there's no little kid with these people. Because if you find a kid the same size as that ghost, the same age, same hair, same clothes, then it's debunked. And I did just that.
What does she do for work? She works at a direct sales company called Drive.
So I went and watched the whole video again, the whole badge cam, and I saw something rather peculiar when Chris Watts first pulls up with his truck. Check this out. So I decided to watch the whole video again and look at the little girl that popped up right out of the blue, and she just so happened to look identical to the ghost girl. And I do mean identical. Same height, same clothes, same hair, same everything. Comment below what you think. And boom, there's our ghost girl. In the flesh. That's no spirit. Which debunks all those channels making clicks and views saying that it was a spirit the whole time. Sometimes it just takes somebody to actually look and analyze a bit before jumping and making a video. Like, ooh, I've watched this stuff 1,000 times. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Now, the question is though, okay, there's the girl outside the house. Can you put her in the house? Oh yes, I can do that too. I can put her in the same room.
I'm here. Hang on. Yeah, get me on the phone. Okay, get Matt on the phone.
Okay, last animation. I'm sorry. I cannot stand that garbage human being. Okay, I'm done with the animations. But can I put that girl in the house where the ghost girl was? Very easily with this clip. Oh, and this right here is the clip that puts the girl in the room upstairs. Well, the evidence don't lie. I think you could possibly say I analyzed it a lot more than most do. I mean, I'm the shape after all. I am going to tear it apart, and I'm going to look to make sure I've covered at least everything that I can cover as far as, and I think these are pretty solid, in my opinion, as far as ghost girls and ghost laughs and spindles and reflections. Okay. Comment below what you think, though. Like I said, I'm not always right. That being said, hey, road to 20K, right? I appreciate you guys. This community's growing so fast, I can't even keep up with it. And to think I started to do this just as like a one-off, like, okay, I'll do a couple of videos saying these people staged their videos, and that'll be the end of it. I never knew that I could devote an entire channel and be supported at the same time. Like I said, it's a testament to you guys. I appreciate you very, very much. Thank you. That being said, the holidays are coming up, more content coming out. I love you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all come back now. Oh. The secret word is fresh. Y'all come back now, you hear?